Okay, today is the 13th of July, and I harvested some of my garlic just to see what they would be like, because the bottom leaves had started to turn yellow, and I'm happy with it because you want to make it so that the bulbs have swelled but that the papers haven't split yet. My winter Daphne that was so happy just like up and died, and I have no idea why. My sunflowers are growing nicely, and I have beans that are growing up and that are exceeding the height of my mammoth sunflowers. But giving just a quick overview of the garden, I will show you. We've been very busy. So my Honeycrisp tree, again, it's just not super vigorous, but it's growing. We've been fertilizing a little bit. I have some echinacea and some volunteer squashes of sorts. Here's the Rubinet apples, which I probably should cover. That way no maggots or anything get in there. And I really need to change my fly paper. I just haven't. I have another volunteer squash, which is a zucchini, one of my favorites. So you can see the flowers that I've ripped off. I pick off sometimes the male flower, and I use it to pollinate to make sure. I'm finding that most often blossom end rot for me, or rotting fruit, is just because they're not properly pollinated. It's not calcium deficiency or anything, it's just a pollination issue. So I should have done a video because I have just recently harvested a whole bunch of stuff from my garden. You can see these are garlics that I probably could pull out here. I have cabbages that are almost, sorry, the baby giggling is making me smile. Ooh, I need to pull this one out, the head's about to split. Most of my broccoli I've been pulling out. I have a bucket of soil because a lot of my potatoes are starting to show, and you want to cover them. You can see some of my onions, the bulbs are starting to swell. My daughter just helped me plant some beans in here. Parsley, a lot more onions. And then over here we have our monster bush winter squashes. I don't know if you can see any coming through. There are some. This is the delicata squash. I'm hoping to have a whole bunch of those. I've got some more broccoli, some zinnias, my strawberries. They're happy. They're done, but I've got a whole bunch of celery that is shading my watermelon and my cucumbers. I think that's the big thing this year. Sorry about the airplane, because I just didn't plan very well for the mature height of some things. And I keep trying to grow certain varieties just because I want to, or I feel like I should, and I need to just not. I am not going to grow mesclun mixes anymore because they bolt too quickly. I liked this butterhead lettuce. I like romaine for salads. You can see some of my potatoes poking up right here that I need to cover. Here is my drawing a plank. It's called sweet potatoes. The interesting thing is I think there's two different varieties, and obviously one is more hardy than the other, or assertive, I don't know. My chamomile apparently does not like full sun. All of my squashes, nope, these are peppers. They were shaded by tons and tons of broccoli I just pulled. I've got a couple more in here. I planted some beans in between to help just add some nitrogen to the soil. See some more bolting romaine that I need to just pull out. some beans. I have more. So this is a squash. It's called a desi squash. And I was gonna try it this year. It's round, but I don't know if I can show you. Put my coffee cup down. I'm having lots and lots of rot and mold fungus growing on the vines. And I don't normally have this problem. You can see one of the squashes right there. But I've been trying to prune it to get a lot more airflow in there. I usually grow my zucchini vertically, which I'll show you in a minute. Just again, here's the later. I've got more cabbage that I probably need to harvest and just have a big sauerkraut party.
These are for you.
Oh, did you pick me some flowers?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Those are beautiful. Thank you, Isaiah.
Guess where we found them?
Hang on, sweetie, I'm still doing my video. That's okay. I've got some green tomatoes for my German Johnson. I don't like the Matt's Wild Cherry. Oh, here's another. This one just self-sowed outside my bed, and you can tell I'm kind of just training it to get out of the aisles. I'm gonna make it go up here when those peas are done, which will be soon. And over in here, I have some echinacea and then borage, and once you have ground cherries, ink and ground cherries, you will always have ink and ground cherries. And they self-sow better than I can start myself, so I just kind of let them go. There's some beans I kind of need to probably retrain because they're trying to grow under. Can I fit my cup there? And that's not where we want them. So I'm gonna just let it grow up here so it can get the sun it needs. I've got more potatoes and everything I need to cover. The potatoes are looking kind of sad. I don't know if they've got blight or what happened this year, but you can see one didn't get pollinated well. And then here's a nice male flower that I can use to pollinate something else, and I'm trying to get it to grow vertically. A lot of these are just volunteer. The ones that I started myself have not been doing super great. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the crying baby. Got more potatoes that are needing to be covered. And then I will probably do a separate update with all of this and my orchard.